Good morning. It's September 16th, 2023. This is the Wall Street Weekly Wrap Up with your host, John Newquist. A couple big IPOs that we got in on this week, so let's get started. JP Morgan said the consumer savings is exhausted. All the stuff we got from COVID is gone, only the personal savings that you might have put away is remaining. Just like Costco said, it's not steak, it's chicken. Walmart, people are buying the private label brands at less frequency, buying the store brands more frequent. Citibank, surprisingly, I remember reading it was almost the same money as if you bought it in 2008. Dead money, essentially, for 15 years. And if you would have bought it at 2018 at $80, you almost had a 50% haircut. So the management's going to get revamped. We'll see how it does. I mean, this, bank's been around forever, but has made a lot of decisions and really isn't growing. Stats for the week, 5% on the 2-year note. That's where a lot of people are liking it. A lot safer. Gasoline, look at this, $90 for a crude oil barrel. Wow. So gas has jumped everywhere for anybody buying at the pump. And also, look at olive oil at a record high. So little things like this make a difference. And if you buy the brand name olive oil, then you're going to pay some more. So pretty tough times. You're seeing a lot of stuff go up at higher prices and some stuff come down. The indexes, again, been kind of going sideways. We're going to talk about 6 weeks of pain. I think we'll get our 10% correction off the S&P 500 from the highs of August. Also, look at another high, cattle, beef prices. If you've been buying beef, you can realize a steak can cost you $20 uncooked. 12-ounce filet, just that. It's incredible. I was seeing steaks in the store for $30 that would normally be like $15 a year ago. So everybody's feeling it. Less steak, more chicken. And inflation came up a little hotter than normal. 3.7. It was 3.2 in July. The big thing was the core was up 4%, but you take away gasoline, it drops in half. 50% of the increase was the price increase of gasoline. And it's not going to be good for this month. Remember, that's August. It went up. TKO owns World Wrestling Entertainment, always dominates. Usually 5 of the top 10 cable shows is wrestling. Packs the stadiums. Now they bought UFC. UFC has the Apex. So tonight they're going to fight in Mexico City, but they're going to fight in the Apex probably once or twice a month. Hardly anybody there. Costs of money, but they sell out everywhere they go. They were in Paris, France, sold out, record revenues. Australia, sell out. United States, sell out. So if this organization with WWE gets around to booking a fight every week, except for maybe like the Christmas and New Year's Day, you're going to have the revenues jump up. Right now they just don't have the staff to coordinate it. They should have a fight. 16 champions have a fight every, 3 months, 4 months, and you could get this going and it'll go and it'll be popular. So I see a lot of upside to this, because I do remember the days when it was just local wrestling scenes, and then Vince McMahon and Ted Turner were trying to get their wrestling groups up there and started taking it nationwide. So I think it's got a lot of upside. We'll see. Intel, the NVDA chips, legendary with Grace Hopper being the fastest AI chip. The second fastest, I was surprised, was Intel, 10% slower. But you got to remember, you're paying a fortune for the NVIDIA chips. And if you can just deal with a little bit slower result prompts, you might be going for the lot cheaper Apple chips, which is what I think is important. Apple's fumbled the ball so much for the last 15 years. I mean, I remember it was a $28 stock in 2008-ish, 9-ish, and look at this thing. It's at 37. So, you could have put your money in a bond and done better than buying Intel. But I think the corners turn. When you can make a chip that's good, that gives me hope that future chips will be good, and they will give NVIDIA a run for the money. Demand for AI chips is out the roof, whether it be for data centers or ChatGPT or anybody else. Other countries like Saudi Arabia want to get their hands on it. They want to be leaders in AI. China wants to be in there. guess what? Intel's might have the cheaper and be able to put out a lot of more chips too. ARM, of course, is in the Grace Hopper chip. Here's the performance. I mean, it's just legendary. You can just generate so much millions of data points in a second. It's incredible. But they have 72 CPUs on the Grace Hopper AI chip, and it is the fastest AI chip. So we want to be in all the big AI things. Right now, it's obviously NVDA, Taiwan Semiconductor, who makes the NVIDIA chip, and ARM, who's in the NVIDIA chip. And then, of course, I'm looking at Apple. So, yes, it's concentrated, but I know these are companies that are going to do well because AI is not a year phenomena. It's almost a 10-year phenomena. You're going to have all this stuff. Everybody wants it, and they're going to spend the money. So, with Intel being right up there with NVIDIA, you want both. And then, of course, we got the auto strike. Last time the auto strike happened, the economy in the S&P went down 7%. If they do that, we'll get our 10% correction like we think. They want $40 an hour, and, you know, is that reasonable? Well, they're making 28. That's not that unreasonable. They had a 10% inflation crunch last year, and then you've had 3 other years and figured another 10%. They will get inflation projection. I don't know if they'll get the 32-hour work week. You know, it's actually in their interest, you know, 32 hours, you know, if you're paying $40, it'd be less money per worker, and I don't know if that's what people want, so we'll see. But I am seeing people go to the 4-day week, and just to save the money. And of course, they're working 10-hour days too. So, and you know, if an extra day with the plants shutting off and saving that electricity, that adds up. But for the worker, you know, 4 10-hour days is tough. You know, I do that a lot, and it is a tough day. And so, if we look at the, you know, almost the end of the 9 months here, the top stocks, NVIDIA. Remember, if you were here with us December 31st, you would have been buying NVIDIA, Facebook, and Tesla, which we sold for 100% gain, and Amazon. You're talking 4 of the big stocks. We're talking, if you just bought it, you know you doubled the S&P average. You did great. And that's what we try to look for. We always look for the best in the sector. We don't think the semis are going to carry the 2024. It'll be the other sectors, but we, you know this area that we're in with AI is got a huge demand of at least 10% growth all across the board for every one of those companies. We sold our flat company. I was thinking we had a lot of companies that lost some money, you know, just because I don't look as much as I should. But wheat was a little flat, Platinum, Ring, Lycee, and AMC. We sold. We bought ARM, TKO, and Intel. So, you know, good results. It's going to be a good year. We just got to get through this correction, and hopefully, you know, we'll see. Hopefully, the Fed will not raise rates in December, and the economy will go. But let's have a good week. Stay warm, and I'll see you next week.